on the count of 5, give us a big RedPoint. Is that alright? A big RedPoint. On the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
G'day everybody, and thanks for coming. It means a lot to have you all here tonight. I'm Brad, the son of Rick. Dad started the business 50 years ago. Dad's story began with hand making the old Mingay battery, which is the old pitch top battery. It was called the Mingay battery at Jack Dodds Motors. Sorry. So back in the good old days, you could make 12 batteries, and that was a full solid day's work. Dad didn't see a future in this and was given an opportunity to start his own business. Now, Dad, being Dad, had his first child, Melissa, born on the 31st of May 1975. Then he decided that he would take off with a new business on the 5th of June 1975 from scratch with no backing, just backed himself that he'd make it work. The core values of the business have not changed in 50 years. Dad has always drilled into me that we offer quality products with exceptional service, and we always back our customers and ourselves. Our simple values, but they're at the heart of everything we do today and for the last 50 years. Growing up as a young boy, all I wanted to do was be like Dad. We were operating across the road in the Carroll Street, and I remember dreaming of knocking that shed down and building a 2-storey shop, because in my head, when I was going to run the show, we're going to need more space because we're going to grow this thing. One story that's always stuck with me, and that was at a time around 1987. Dad had bought the Carroll Street building, which was a big move. Just as we made the purchase of the building, we had the recession we had to have. So with that, we had spiraling interest rates, the economy was tanking, and we had a loan that we could barely afford because we were already stretching ourselves with what was going on. But Dad done what he's always done. He started earlier, worked longer and harder. He didn't draw a wage for over 9 months, just so we could keep our team, Peter Sanders and Terry Brown, fully employed. Meanwhile, Dad and I ate second-hand tomatoes, as we so politely call them, from Choco next door, the greengrocer. This time has shaped me into the person I am today and in the way I lead, and that's taught me that we always back our team and our customers first and foremost. We are very proud of where we have come from our humble beginnings to what we've built today. Still family owned, still local, still backing the people who got us here. That's you, our customers, our suppliers and our team. You're the heart of everything we do. I think it says a lot about our business that we're a multi-generational business and we've got multi-generational customers. One of these customers is Sheila's Machinery. Now, when I was a young boy, about this fella's age, I used to go down there, annoy the hell out of Ed, pull all the levers and buttons on all these tractors, and he used to love it, I'm sure not. Ed's daughter's now taken over the business, and it's just a pleasure that I'm the second generation, she's the second generation, we're still dealing with each other, and that's over a 40-year relationship. We've come a long way, but the plan from here is simple. Stick to what's worked, good gear, good service, and back good people. And really hope one day the third generation will take the reins. I also want one moment to thank 2 special key people, and I couldn't do this without them. And that's Dion, he's been with us for 15 years, and Thea 11 years. Your loyalty and grit mean the world. Thank you very much. Thanks again everyone for being part of the journey. Here's to our next chapter and getting the job done together. Cheers and thank you.
Easy might come up now and get up to Matt Mingay for some questions.
No question you can ask me, I'm scared.
Hey, don't worry, you're in safe hands. I know a doctor. Right, grab a seat.
All right. I'm a bit nervous. What questions were going for me? Hope it's all PG rated.
So, Did you like Hot Wheels as a kid?
Loved Hot Wheels as a kid. Who doesn't? Always say, if you don't love Hot Wheels when you're a kid, there's something wrong with you.
Absolutely. These have been pre-written.
Are you speaking up, mate? I'm on with the mic.
Yeah,
Because that.
I know. You would get back to performing again. So you got back to performing again after your accident,
Right.
right?
My little accident.
Yeah, I believe so. Well, you don't muck around there.
No, don't muck around at all.
Mate, you didn't do it right the first time.
That's exactly right, mate.
So, how long did it take you to like rebuild your mouth and finally get some teeth back? Like say you'd enjoy a steak now.
Yes, I had I crashed Indy trucks, Indy Grand Prix racing super trucks. Bike came through and shattered my chin, killed me on the spot, killed me twice, once on way to hospital. Shattered my whole chin, I lost 11 teeth, split my jaw in half, my top jaw in half, broke my neck. Got severe brain injuries, that's why I took, I'm drunk, I'm not actually drunk. I had, my jaw was wired shut for 3 weeks, and I was in hospital for 11 weeks. I was in hospital for 9 weeks, and they said, you're going to let it out. So I was like, yeah, thank God, I'm going to let it out. So they said, well, before you go out, we'll give you a brain scan, make sure it's all good. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Got a brain scan and racing back into surgery again, and half my head was blood. So immediate brain surgery. So half that was walking the park.
Piece of cake.
Big piece of cake,
Absolutely.
anyone can do it. No, to answer your question, it took me about 6 months to get back on bike and a car and a truck again, much of my wife's hatred of it. She saw me over about a week, about a month, loaded my son, my Harley Davidson in the back of my ute. And she said, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to ride on my Harley. She said, no, you're not. I said, I am. And she called a couple of friends to help her look after me. And of course, when I rode, I crashed.
So, like you said, how long was your mouth wide shut?
3 weeks.
Yeah, what do your wife think about that?
Oh, she loved it.
I'll open it up to you guys. Is there someone here that wants to ask Matt a question?
Nah, it's not really good.
Off tomorrow?
No.
No? No more questions? No one wants to ask his favourite Hot Wheels car or anything? No? Right.
How long have you been doing the Hot Wheels for?
We've been Hot Wheels ambassador for 11 years. It's been a great partnership we've ever had. I've been a seller over 29 years now. So very long in the tooth, doing motorbike stunts and car stunts and truck stunts. So a great relationship with Hot Wheels the last 11 years. We're a fantastic relationship. We go hand in hand, and they love me, I love them. So we're booked out every year, solid, all over the nation, so it's pretty good.
Anyone else want to ask me?
How do I get hit with horse? I hit him up. I actually, the hardest thing in the world is landing a sponsor, everyone knows, is actually getting a meeting with them. If you get a meeting with them, you got a foot in the door. And I got a meeting with Hot Wheels, and I was over the moon. So I went to Hot Wheels with the manager. He didn't say bugger all. And what got me out of line was I got a motorbike, a toy motorbike, a toy car, a toy truck in my hand. And I said, what does a kid do when I got there? Do wheel stands, do donuts, and do jumps. That's what I do for a living. And she goes, you're right, you are all right. So that's what got me over the line. And it's been a great relationship ever since.
Anyone else?
Oh, how to get into it? I got into it 29 years ago, as I mentioned. I was just doing motorbike stunts. And back then there was no one else doing it in the whole of Australia. I was the first person in Australia doing it. And so a lot of people in Europe do it, so all it was trial and error, usually way too much error. I just crashed, and I was just determined to get on back on the bike. And I broke so many bones doing it, and broke so many bikes, and leaning off the bones of my ass, excuse my language. It was broke all the time, so just repairing and stuff all the time, so I what got me over the line was about 3 years doing it and doing a few events here and there. I did a, do you remember Who Dares Wins? I did a gig for Who Dares Wins, and then about 3 months after, I got a phone call from Paramount Pictures. I thought it was a prank call, and said, would you like to try out for a movie? And I said, yeah, I'd love to. And so they flew me down to Sydney, down to Eastern Creek, try out for a movie. When I got down there, I found out it was to be Tom Cruise's stunt double for Mission Impossible 2. I was going to talk about it. And so I was over the moon. There was about 11 other guys trying out for the movie, all on trial. It's quite all trial bikes, doing wheel stands and going fast and weaving. I was late. I turned up. I had my seal. I don't have any shoes. And I went flooded out with a brand new bike and just jumped on the back of the bike and skied behind it about 160 k's an hour. And did a few wheel stands and stoppies and burnouts. And Tom Cruise was there. And Tom Cruise goes, I want him. And so they got me a job.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. This me do it good.
You want an autograph?
Yeah. How long?
Travelling around,
How long do I spend on the road? More than half a year. I used to do a lot of jobs overseas. I've done heaps of movies for Bollywood films in India and Dubai and Kuala Lumpur and did a few jobs in Singapore. But now I just deliver myself to Australia because I've got a beautiful family now. And so loading everything up and traveling overseas and paying the bucks. So.
I met you up in Rocky Nuts about 2 years ago. So
Yeah, right.
I do see you around a bit.
Yeah, I travel the nation. I go all over the nation. So I live myself 25 shows in 10 months. How I do it. Last year I did 29, much more my wife's hatred of it. But yeah, I know, it's all about one a fortnight, and sometimes one a week, like 4 weeks in a row. So on the weekend just gone, we're at Hawkesbury, show to a Hawkesbury show, and the weekend before that we're in Melbourne doing burnouts, so it's time to get home.
My question is not actually for you, Matt. It's for your wife, and that is, how do you cope with Matt's load, especially after the big accident and that he had?
So when he had the accident, I didn't want to stop him from doing what he did as a living.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to support him, and if he got to the point where he could get back on the bike, I used his motivation to kind of get better. So I only ever knew him as a stunt rider, so I didn't want to take that away. So I fully support him, but
well done.
you know where the limits are, and he knows that himself. So yeah.
Good answer.
That's what you meant.
It was that Tom Cruise look, mate.
I've got a question for you. What's the stupidest injury you've ever had?
I didn't hear that, right?
Sorry, my hearing not so good.
I've broken 42 bones in my career, so 42 bones. Some maybe I went about 5 years. I've broken a bone every year. All my friends called me nicknamed me Chalky because I thought my bones were made of chalk. My stupid injury, I did a big burnout, Adelaide 500 on Sunday. Main crowd, chock block out, 100,000 people. On the main straight to 170 k's an hour, lock to lock, and a high sider. That's where the bike grabs and throws you over the handlebars and slide. I slipped about 100 metres, and as usual, every time I stack it, I checked them toes to head, make sure I'm right, wiggle them. Everything was good, so I ran about 100 metres on my bike, and crowd going berserk, going crazy, cheering me on, and I usually do a breathalyzer, a heart pump to start the bike. This time I did a wrestling move, and I dropped the elbow into the bike, it was a big joke. But as I did it, I stuck my elbow. Only on the end, just stuck my elbow, head and go crack, and I went in and said, I sacked it, I broke my elbow stacking it. I didn't tell them how to really say it. Took me out. Smart ass.
Anyone else want to go?
How do you, and probably also you, Sheena, feel about having your son join the family business? Does that bring excitement, apprehension, especially
All the above. He's 18 now. He's been doing, well, how old did he first show? 6?
7, I think.
7. And he does, as everyone saw, he's a crazy good car driver. I love him doing car stunts. He does shows me all around the nation. He's super truck and his drift car all around the nation with me. He's my teammate. He wants a stunt bike. I don't want to get a stunt bike because I know all the injuries involved. Yeah. I've got a rule. He knows the rule. He's not allowed to ride a bike on the road because so many injuries have been on the road with the cars and stuff. So you've got to deal with him. If he rides on the road, I'm selling all of his gear. All of it. So that he can suck it.
What are we picking up tomorrow?
Yeah, we're going to
So I'm picking up his first stunt bike tomorrow. Laugh it up.
And he looks very distressed about it too.
No, forget it.
You know?
Who makes your cars?
He makes cars. I do a lot of work, but High Top Performers, who are based on Gold Coast, do all the engine work. A number of different car builders. Rotor Force, which is Gary, he helped me build Madzy's little rotor ute. So Madzy's 1,076 mile ute with a 8 mile arms 8 grafted front rear end. This goes on. Yeah, quite a number of different people involved in building them. And I took performance mainly keep everything running right. And I do all the service work, unfortunately.
You said you had some contacts at Bollywood Bank. Can you hook me up with some like cheap solar panels or cheaper phone bills?
Well, funny you mention that. Bollywood, the guys working Bollywood Indians are a different breed. They're out of control. They're out of control. My first job in a Bollywood film, I turned up in India, and they said, "What do you want to do, Mr. Mingay?" I wanted to do road bike stuff, do wheel stands and donuts and burnouts and slides, all done on back scheme on the bike. I said, "What do we want you to do, Mr. Mingay? I want you to jump over this helicopter and put your jacket up and throw it in the blades." I'm like, "What?" And then said it again, I said, "No." And so, "You're a stunt man?" "No." I looked at my team and I said, "What have we got ourselves in for, hey? This is crazy." So, it's hard to work with.
Okay, you released your own documentary called Mingay Challenge Accepted. Do you ever get called?
No.
That's a very inspiring story and a roller coaster. What was it like for you watching it for the first time?
Yeah, well, I did. I was a big accident in Detroit. It took me a few years to recover from brain injuries. Decided to get better. So I made a doco called Mingay Challenge Accepted. It was gangbusters. So if anyone's looking on YouTube, it's on YouTube. Mingay Challenge Accepted. It's a bit of a tearjerker. What's the question? I've watched it 3 times. First time was I was watching it with the whole family, and turning around watching them all cry was a bit of a heartbreaker, heart-wrencher. But yeah, I watched it 3 times. I'm not big on it. I don't like it. I like seeing my family react the way they reacted to it. So yeah, it's a tough one.
Someone wrote these for me, by the way. I didn't write this.
Clearly.
So I'm just learning what the questions are. Stu, you have what colourful life you've lived thus far. Tell the guys what it's all about and where they can go to watch it. So we've done that. Who wrote this shit? Joining Sharon, that's kind of a bit short.
No, not my problem.
You deserve a bit longer than that. Is there anything else you want to ask while Matt while he's here? You've got his attention.
Sherry, I know you got a few questions to ask.
Okay, what was your focus before you got into motorsport?
What is that for? So for motorsport, I was a keen boxer.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, look gay to me.
So,
Oh, camp boxer, sorry.
yeah, boxing.
Like Sharman's tents. You remember them at the circuses?
Oh,
Sharman's boxing tents. But you're not that old.
no, before my time. Yeah, so I was very keen boxer. So I boxed for 7 years, and over 7 years I had 10 fights, 10 wins, and won the Queensland title. So,
Wow.
so I quit because I broke my nose 4 times. I kept on actually flicking.
You go on to do something.
If
Break your nose, then you really good job.
and I break everything. Break everything. God. Is that it? What was it? Oh, favourite event I've done? That's a tough question. Oh, clean today. We've got to go to it's a real big one. It's a real big. My Formula 1 sprue was pretty big and pretty good. Very super cars. My home track is Gold Coast 500. So when I do Gold Coast, all my fans come along, so I've actually got to hide in the trial the whole time. But the support I get and the acknowledgement I get is crazy. Every manager always cheering for me, so I'll probably say Gold Coast. Yeah, back in the day, Indy. Indy was so much better than Gold Coast because it was just party central. It was pretty cool.
Tell us a bit about some of the world records and Guinness World Records you have.
Yes, I reckon 3 world records, 1 Guinness World Record. I broke a Guinness World Record for fastest wheel stand on a 1,000cc bike. World record was 225 kilometres an hour. I broke at 245 kilometres an hour for 1 kilometre. So it took me ages to beat it. And what got me out of line was I ran out of fuel. And the nearest fuel was because I was at the airport doing it, was avgas. So I filled up gas and away I went. I got on my first run. It was pretty cool. My next world record I got was longest wheel stand. I got longest wheel stand on a Harley Davidson. I got the wheel stand of 54 kilometres on the back wheel. Completely legal, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did it on the Northern Territory, pulled the bike out and did it a few times, making sure we got the right tyre pressure, and I got 54 kilometres. And I got faster stopping, so I go as fast as I can, jam on the front brakes. I got 217 kilometres an hour for 70 metres on the front wheel.
Wow.
And the speed was measured when the back wheel came off the gas, so by the time I jammed the front brakes on, I was about 10 to 15 k's off there, so I jammed the brakes on 230 k's down and on the front wheel, so yeah, walking the park.
Yeah, right, yeah. You've all done that.
You don't ask me a question here. I know you don't ask me why did I stop doing wheel stand here. So the reason why I put the front wheel down on my Harley at 54 kilometres because I ran out of fuel.
I'm interested in your thoughts on electric vehicles.
Electric vehicles?
Yes.
Not big at all. Not big at all. My truck driver is a bit of a homosexual. He drives a So yeah, my drift cars got a NASCAR engine.
Yeah.
And my big trucks are big Cummins diesel. And, everything's big and powerful. Fuel sucking pigs.
Love your work, mate. Love your work.
Thank you.
We're sort of going to have to get on to giving some prize and things away, so we'll finish off. If you want some more questions answered, ask Matt Lonie. I'm sure he'll want to answer them for you.
Thanks, guys. You've been a great crowd. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Matt. It's the Red Point 50th cake, and very soon it will be no longer.